What's up, everybody? My name is Akram, and in this episode, we're going to take a look at some portfolios that a few of the subscribers or audience members submitted. I had created a post about a week ago, and I gave it a 2-week period to allow users to submit their websites. Initially, the cutoff was around 15 websites, but someone did submit twice, so we're going to review 14 different websites. Now, some rules that I'm going to set are I'm going to try to keep each review to around 2 minutes. So I will have a timer and I will do a much better job when it comes to editing in comparison to the first video. So if you are excited, let's go ahead and jump to our first portfolio, which is by Ken Shanjipacharnansab. You gotta give me a break on that. But let's go ahead and jump into the first portfolio. Okay, so our first website is by Ken, and I'll do my best to talk to the camera as well as present the site. But I mean, looking at this from the jump, he's got very great animations. The loading is awesome. I do like how it loaded. And then when you land on the website, he talks about code design, or he's coder, design addict, abstract thinker. Very cool looking site already. It's very different from what a lot of other sites provide, and I like the fact that he kind of has these little shapes, like abstract look to it, instead of having just regular letters, which is really neat. So if you scroll down, you've got a section about who am I, 01, hello, I'm Ken, I'm a junior full stack developer, and a junior full stack developer and recent graduate of data science software engineering program of the data science software engineering program in General Assembly London. I mean, you consider yourself a junior developer, but looking at your portfolio, this is some senior level shit. The look, the minimal looks of it, the very nice transitions. Currently learning Redux, Jest, back front end focused, hone into native mobile development, Swift, React Native. Cool. I mean, I'm going through this and I'm trying to think of some feedback that I could give, but honestly, nothing comes to mind. I mean, I just love the way that it looks. I think maybe here's where we get like a cutoff. Going through here, I mean, the margins, the padding, the font size, the lettering, everything looks very clean, very nice. It's all done very well. I think when you get to the recent work, there's a bit of a separation here. The font might look a little different than what you have up there. It might not be, but I think that even with the way you present your work, I do like the filters, like the SVG filters, or maybe you're using WebGL stuff, but that's the time period. Very nice way that you have it laid out. I think that the site is terrific. I think it's amazing. I do think that maybe you can work on how you present your work a little more. I wonder if I can click on it. Yeah, so if I click on it, I get taken to another page, which is cool, but I think maybe the way you present your work could be slightly better, simply because how you have the website initially is just amazing, and how you have it laid out and how you have it separated. Like even this contact us section, it's got to look for it, there's a style with the contact section, the top half, but then once you get down here to your recent work, there's sort of that separation of, it doesn't look like the same site. But overall, I love this site. Very terrific work with the animations. Great job, man. The second portfolio we're taking a look at is one by David Herrera. I'm guessing it's in Spanish, so I'm going to enable the English translation. Okay, so David Herrera, from the start, you do have a loading animation, which is pretty cool. I do like where you're going with this. I think that maybe from the top here, banner section, you could work on using a container that's a bit more centered instead of having it stretched out all the way. And I think that might be, let me start the timer, but I think maybe that might be based on the fact that I am on my iMac and it's very wide. But I think you can make up for that if you do add a container. So I think looking at your sections, your main, so you're using grids and flexbox, maybe you could add a container to bring down that banner section a bit, or shrink it in width. You've got your social links, which is cool. I need to translate because I don't speak Spanish, sorry. So you're a computer science student graduate this year, and you're dedicated to designing and developing unique user experiences, which is pretty cool. I do like that you do have a picture of yourself. I think that's very good. I think that when it comes to portfolios, a lot of people don't, and you should, just to kind of give some presence. Next, you go to your projects, and I understand that switching it to English is kind of messing up the language a bit in terms of, right now it says to visit, which in Spanish is visitar, but I mean, it's not a huge deal. But you've got your projects laid out, and that's pretty cool. Once you scroll down, I think what is this? Use tools, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. And then again, maybe here, I like that little crown effect. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But maybe here, I think you could, again, look at just using containers and shrinking the widths. And I think that can help a lot. I did do GT metrics scores on all these websites, and I didn't mention it in the first website, but the first website was really good. But for this website, it does load pretty quickly. However, I do believe that you do need to optimize your images. I think that maybe some of your images that you are loading aren't fully optimized. And so let's just take a look at that. If we go to projects, projects, these links will just scroll you down, which is cool. But looking at the GT metrics score, you had a pretty good score, but optimizing the images will make it much better. Again, look into just fixing sort of those margins and widths with container. But overall, really good stuff, man. Okay, the next project is by Wayne, and Wayne is a computer scientist studying at the University of Rochester. I think that's how you say it. He graduates in December. Cool. And he also sent me another link of a website that he also built, but we'll just take a look at your portfolio for today. I did look at the other website, and that was pretty cool. But from the start, I do love this already. I love that you have this banner that shows an image as well as, you know, kind of what you do. I do like what you got going on for the background, which kind of has this noise or graininess effect to it, which is really, really neat. If we scroll down, you've got animations that come up for, you know, your lists of things you do, such as user experience design. That's pretty cool. Let's refresh it one more time. You do have that loading indicator, and I love how the phone comes in. I did not realize that the first time, but if we refresh again, you'll see the phone just come in, and that's fucking awesome. I do like that a lot. I would say that take a look at the cursor. I'm not a huge fan of how it follows me precisely. Maybe add some easing just so that it can kind of flow and be a bit smoother, because your website in general is pretty smooth, but the cursor kind of is just instant. So maybe look into adding a div that follows the position of the cursor, which you already did, but just add some easing to it. But overall, I do love the design you're going for here. I would say maybe the loading indicator can be a bit better. I don't really care about the spinning thing. Maybe you could have like an animation of it sliding in, sliding out the pages. But overall, man, I do love the concept you're going for here, with also the orangish, peachish color. I think it's a very nice color, but all in all, very great website. You guys should not be seeing that, but yeah, I love it, man. It's good. If we click on projects, you can select the project. Shut up. Oh, you built this with React Native. That's pretty cool. Oh, nice. Look at this. Yeah, this is dope, man. I love this. I think maybe you can add more information related to this project, but no, I love it. Great job, man. Our next, have a bit of patience, is key. Nice. Our next portfolio is by an individual named Kirilo Orlov. Sorry, man. Sorry, I'm just butchering these names. You look pretty young. I can't tell how old you might be, but you look pretty young. Oh, I'm a high school student. Wow. Okay, so let's refresh one more time just to get the full experience. Have a bit of patience. Is key. I love the intro. I love that. I really, really do like that. I also like the font you're using, which, what is this font? Jakarta display. I love this font, man. Really, really cool font. But you're a UI UX designer, software engineer focused on crafting polished user experiences. I do love this little spinning thing. It's awesome. The about section, it adds some sort of character to the web page, giving it some movement. And I love the smooth scroll. Very good job there. And then I saw it for a second, but it does go dark mode once you scroll. Love that. I mean, this website so far is amazing. You've got this accordion, which is really, really neat. I love this. Very nice accordion. The way you laid out you clearly understand how layouts should be. You clearly understand negative space, white space, all this stuff, because it's laid out perfectly, and I love it. You scroll down to the projects. I'm gonna have to probably steal this for a website one day, where you kind of have this animation of the titles or the headline going through, but you've got your projects laid out, really cool projects. I would want to click through them, but again, we're short on time of reviewing portfolios. But yeah, that's enough for me. Let's talk about you. I love that. Yeah, you've got a very good thing going, and being that you're a high school student from what you're saying, currently doing freelance, my portfolio isn't too big, adding projects, awesome. Yeah, I love the font, love the minimal look. I think you are using Gatsby, right? Yes, you're using Gatsby. I would say that maybe you could use Gatsby image. I did a GT metrics and the overall score was pretty well, but maybe you can use Gatsby image to allow you to optimize images more. I think looking at the score, it said that you needed to serve scaled images, meaning that your images are too big and you're using CSS to shrink them down, when you kind of just rather load the exact size and then adjust them accordingly. But yeah, if you're not using Gatsby image already, then just look into serving correctly scaled images. But overall, I do love this website, and this is actually going to be up there in terms of the finalists. So overall, great job. I love it. Okay, our next website is by Jose Pio Montilvakova. I'm butchered that bad, but I don't even pay attention. Let's refresh. Nice. I wonder if something is supposed to be displayed in this blue purplish thing. If we think back to the two previous websites, or two websites ago, how we had that phone come in, I would say maybe that there should be something here. I don't know if it's not loading or not, but we'll see. But okay, it's acting a little laggy for me. Let me refresh one more time. Hopefully, it's probably my internet connection. My connection has been very sloppy lately. But from the start, you have a really nice website intro. You have English here. You can switch it to Spanish, so you're supporting language. It's awesome. But yeah, let's scroll down. What is this we have run? Cool. You got dark mode, light mode. Awesome. Maybe if the image or whatever here is not loading, this feels just a bit empty, like just a color. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. Maybe have something like a device, or some website that maybe you could have up here. Scrolling down. Inspired by awards, developed with React. It's very laggy for me, which is a bit odd. Okay, it's probably my internet connection, but I do love the style you're going for, and this thing right here is freaking awesome. I like this, that you're adding some 3D models to it. That's cool. Develop open source, leverage React, Gatsby, and then we scroll down to your works. Locate me. Nice. I think I actually seen this on Twitter. Maybe I've seen your website on Twitter one time. I can't remember. But it had like a 3D. That's cool transition, how it kind of swipes like that. That's really neat. Your projects. You've got a lot of interactivity with this website, which I like a lot. And so these are just going through your projects. Very nice animations. You're saying scroll down. What happens if I scroll down? Okay. About me. Oh, nice. I do love transitions that seem extremely seamless like that, which is really cool. And you've got this 3D character. Holy shit. Yeah, I saw your website on Twitter one time. Someone was showing some feedback regarding this character, but I'm pretty sure it was this website. But yeah, sorry man, it's not loading for me correctly, which is odd, because I remember clicking on your website before and it was loading fine, but it's okay, there we go. It's unfortunate that it's not loading correctly. And when I scroll down yeah, this is amazing, man. Very nice website, very nice website. yeah, it's really neat. I would say when I saw this a while back, I was less speechless because of the 3D effects that you do have, and they're very, very good. It's not loading for me now though, which is a bit unfortunate. Maybe we could do something about that. But I did do your GT metric score, and it was a very well optimized website. But just now it's just not wanting to load for me. So if I go to the console, that's cool. You played with the console there. But yeah, I'm not getting any errors or anything like that. Oh, there we go. Now the thing is loading. Okay, you do have a video. That's really neat. Yeah, now it's just loading all the way through, which it wasn't loading the first time. But I mean, your website's dope, man. Very, very good job here. I would say that maybe it could. No, I mean it's the style and everything. I would say it's very well put together. It speaks to who you are and what your style is. Very good job, man. I'm going over the time frame. It's just unfortunate that it didn't load how it's supposed to load during this video, but very great job. Next website is by James Vilbar. He is a self-taught web developer from the Philippines. It's a relaunch of his site. He's using Framer Motion. It's a work in progress. Awesome. I love it. I love the colors. The blue, the pink, the green, and the light yellow. I mean, that's sort of like a green blue, but I do love the colors a lot. Let me set the timer. That's the main thing that stood out to me. You do have introduction animations, which is pretty cool, and they are quick. You don't leave the user waiting too long. If we scroll down, we can look at some of your work. Awesome, man. Yeah, I like this a lot. I like the fact that you are, utilizing these colors as sort of your color palette, and I like the squiggly lines, the sharp lines. It's really neat. You've got work. You did Versa two-way radio, tryf.ph. So I'm guessing these are all email sites. So future you decide. I like that. Let's work together. Cool, man. I love the style. I love you got your own thing going. If we click on About Me, Get to Know Me, I build modern websites. Ghost CMS is badass. I like Ghost. React, Next.js, awesome. Yeah, very well put together website. I can't say I have too much feedback. Maybe when I scroll down to the projects here, I know you say it's coming soon, but I think what's great is when people highlight their projects and break down how they went about building specific projects, whether it's a design, whether it's development, from ground zero scrolling down all the way. I think if you do that, then it's a very well put together website. Nothing crazy going on, nothing like these crazy other animations and everything, but it doesn't need to be crazy. You could get the point across just by building a very good looking website, and you've clearly done that. And yeah, this is terrific. This is a very good job, man. Yeah, I don't really have too much feedback. I did GT metric score. It loads very fast, and clearly it does because it is Gatsby, or it's not Gatsby. It's Next.js. But both of them provide very good services in terms of load speed. But awesome. I mean, there's nothing too much I can criticize here. I do like it a lot. Next website is by Shobham Gewali, and you've got a picture of yourself, which is, again, I like when people put pictures of themselves because it gives them that sort of identity. You have nice colors. I like this little bluish color that you've got going on. Scrolling down, you have projects. You have your list of projects. I would say maybe find a better way to lay out your projects. Your projects are your main thing, right? When you go to a portfolio, your projects are what's most important, besides your entire portfolio. But you want to make sure you highlight them in a way that they kind of have their own sections kind of stand out. Here they kind of just go in order. And if I am an individual or recruiter looking to hire you, I would look at these and I would kind of, I mean, they're good, and I'm sure they're built very well, but I would kind of just gloss over them, like, oh, you've got one, you've got some good projects, and just go, past them. But if I click on more, you describe them, fetches API, Awesome. And you have links, which is cool. But again, I would say with every portfolio, make sure you highlight, if it's a project you're proud of, make sure you highlight a dedicated page for it and describe your entire process. But overall, I do like it. Scrolling down to your skills and work experience, I would say this style here that you have going on is a bit old school. It's not wrong in any way, but also maybe take a look at how you can use containers to shrink the widths. Again, I am on a larger screen, but you should still be able to provide containers so when a screen gets large enough, it's going to hold that container size. So if you have a container of max width of around 1366, then the larger you go, it should kind of stay with that max 1366 or 1440. But yeah, it's just hard to read long sentences across. So there's sort of like a rule where it should be around 600 width, which can ultimately give around like 60 somethings, 100 characters, that limit. I don't really remember, but overall, it's a well put together website. I would just say that, yeah, I mean, not too much to criticize here, but look at the widths. I think they can be helpful to fleshing out a better design. One last thing, I did look at your GTmetrix score. I would say that for your images, you're not serving images with the correct scale, as well as optimization for images. I looked at the different images you have. They could be shrunk, but all in all, your page speed was pretty good. So great job on that. Okay, next we have Charlie Castro. He's a developer from Seattle, Washington. I think that's all he says, besides the fact that my videos are dope, which thank you. But looking at this, I do like the style you're going for. One thing I could say is you could definitely work on optimizing your images. If we take a look and refresh, you can see that the image with your name Charlie with that ocean surfy vibe in the background, or as like a fill for the text, it's just going down and down and down in terms of loading that image. So look into providing either like a better format like WebP formats, or even just compressing the image in general. And then maybe also look into using images loaded, which allows you to wait until all the assets have loaded before loading your document, which just provides a better experience for the users. But I do like the style you're going for. I would say it's a bit too much white space and the container is very, very small. Just looking to kind of expanding that and adding some life to the project. Scrolling down, awesome. You got a picture of yourself, get to know. You've got your story, Charlie Castro, Washington. You're focused on software engineering. I guess you don't have anything related to like UI, UX stuff, right? Because that's what I was criticizing you. But if you're not a UI UX designer, then ignore me. But yeah, you've got your website laid out. Your specific thing is you're focused on software engineering, and you've got a fitness app and JMP Collision Center website, additional work, Limeade, Beacon. Awesome. So you've got more work here, which is cool, because I think that instead of having your work laid out like this, actually show images of your work, because like looking at this early bird app, this looks like a really nice design. Even this beacon one looks like a very nice design, and I'll click on it, but I think that maybe you could highlight that on the desktop, or not on the desktop, sorry, you could highlight that in the home page where you show off these screenshots rather than me having to hover. And just images like this where you're holding the device. Maybe this is a mock, but still, you're showing off the image. Make that bigger, make that emphasized, because people are very visual, and not everybody's going to go and read exactly what you did. They're just going to scan, because no one ever really reads. But all in all, I like the idea you're going for, but mainly just look into, optimizing your images and serving the correct scale images, because it took a while for me to load. But all in all, great website, man. Keep it up. Okay, next we have Azhar, and I like what you got going on here. I do like the font and how it looks. Let me add the timer. I gotta find a better way to do this whole timer thing situation, but oof. I do like this, man. I like the fact that scrolling down, you've got some interactivity. I am Azhar, a designer, a coder. That's awesome. That's a lot of, yeah, that's creativity points right there, man. but I just saw something I did not think didn't really fit. So I felt like you did a terrific job with your banner right here, and the font looks great. But I'll be honest with you, I'm not the biggest fan of this font here, which looks like Montserrat. I don't know my fonts. Druk White Bold. Yeah, it just doesn't really work in my opinion. I feel like it's very old school. It's very shrunk, and I don't know. I think you could stick with the same font you added up here. I don't understand why it was switched, but also at the same time, let's keep scrolling first. Okay. Seeking for a discussion. I just am a mail away. Say hi. Cool. So yeah, you've got like 3 different fonts going for you here. You've got the say hi, which I think is just not loading font, or font not loading, which is sometimes doing New Roman. You've got this font, which is shrunk, and I'm not the biggest fan of. And then again, you have this font here. And then you've got this one, which is 3 different fonts. Stick with 1 or 2 max. Stick with 1 for now. I would say you did a great job here, but then the site completely changes. Like, it's a different look. Like, it has like 2 different looks. You've got this one, which is very minimal and clean, and then this one looks like it's trying to be what it is up at the top banner, and then this one here is like completely different, and so it has like a very old school look. I love the beginning. I feel like the rest can use some work, but overall, great job. Your GTM metric score did have a good result. I would say it did need to have optimized images, but the site did load pretty quickly. Again, go back here and get that creativeness and just add it to the bottom, because this is amazing, and this part down here could just use a bit of work. But overall, great job, man. Next website is by Peace Onyehanere. Man, I'm really bad at names, but Peace, you've got a very minimal layout going, which I do like the layout. I like how you have the right and the left. That's cool. Maybe let's start scrolling. I would take a look at instead of me having to hover on the right side to scroll, I would look at just making the entire thing scrollable, but then just making the left side or the left item fixed. If you make the left section fixed while making the right side scrollable and making myself scroll, or allowing me to scroll, I can't even speak, allowing me to scroll anywhere. Like if I'm on the left side and I just want to scroll the right section, I should be able to do that. But you've got a lot of work going for you, which is good. That's awesome. Can't really do too much in terms of the critique because it's a very simple laid out website. I think it looks very well and it has a lot of potential as you're adding more and more work. But yeah, just mainly look into probably breaking down your projects, and right now you just kind of have it linked to your GitHub repos or linked to the application, which is cool. But look at like talking about the projects, talking about exactly your thought process and what you were doing. Overall, I like the concept and I like where it's going. I would say just maybe add the scroll option in the left section as well, and then maybe look into how you can differentiate the projects a bit, because they all look very similar. Like you've got the weather application, Pro Chef, Retro, this one here, they all kind of, except this right here, but they all have a very similar look. So I would look at maybe just trying to get out of your comfort zone and adding more color or more design to your projects. But overall, I do like where it's going and you've got a lot of potential. Very good job. Okay, next we have Ilkin, and Ilkin, it says I'm a beginner front-end developer and UI UX designer, and you link the website. So hello, butterfly effect here. We craft remarkable digital products. So I'm guessing this is not like a portfolio. This is more of like a agency you're working on or something like that. Okay. From the start, I do like the butterfly. I do like the concept, and it looks very, very cool. What I would say is look into locking the body, not allowing the users to scroll while the intro animation is occurring. Because right now when the butterfly hovers, I can just scroll down and jump into the website, completely missing that. So just lock the body, don't allow users to scroll until the animation is complete, and then they can start scrolling. But I love the animations you've added, and it looks really neat. You've got a list of what you guys do. You click on more, It takes you to the services page, as well as look into just fix the naming conventions, I would say, because okay, never mind. About. Okay, so yeah, clicking on about takes us to like /services, which can kind of be confusing. Projects takes us to work. So just look at, using the same naming conventions in the URL as well as the links. But all in all, I like the animations that occur when you switch pages. It's really neat. You've got scroll animations, awesome. You've got a very big just empty space here on the about section, so I wonder what that's supposed to be. But you've got a good working accordion, which is neat. Projects, butterfly's neck from entrepreneurial pursuits and works. Our own project, partner project, client projects. Let's make something great together. Yeah, I mean, this is very, very nice, right? You're a beginner, I'm being very critical, and I understand that, but you have a lot of potential here. If this is you at a beginner, then you're going to be something great for sure, because you clearly understand what good design should look like, and you're executing it here. I would say there's like a few things that just need a bit of work, but it's nothing dramatic. It's not something you don't already know, right? You just need to get to it. But I love it. I love the looks, the look of it and everything. Great. I would say when I'm switching between pages, and if I want to go home, if I've already entered the site, I don't want to see the intro animation again. It should just take me home directly. Unless I refresh the page, then I should see the intro animation. But I love it, man. It's very good. And I need to stop saying, okay, so if you're a female who submitted their website and I just didn't know, and I said man, I always just say I love it, man. And I should stop saying that. But I do love it. I think it's a great website, and as a beginner, you're already ahead of the ball game. This is just very, very good and well put together. So very good job on this. Before I jump to the next site, I want to say for the GT metric score, you did have the best GT metric score, which is very impressive. You clearly optimized the site to perfection. Very, very good job. Next, we have Leshu Gupta, and you're a web and Android developer. So you've got a lot of heart emojis, which adds character. I like that. That's very, very neat. I would say I wonder what. So every time I'm refreshing, the elements on the bottom of the screen, as you can see here on the bottom, they're flashing in my face and then going down in terms of like perfectionism or like really good quality. I shouldn't need to see that, but I do like the emojis, and you've got a progress bar at the top I can see as I'm scrolling, and I think that's very neat. Very good job. Your works, I would say maybe look into just kind of alignment a bit, because this kind of aligns to the top. Is it my screen size issue? It's not. Yeah, so just look at, aligning this in a better way. Your work, you've got work, but they seem very pixelated. Look into adding high quality images without being, too overboard with the size. But pixelated work is never good to present on your website. So just look into providing high quality images. You talk about your work. I think you need to talk about it a bit more, kind of describe the breakdown, your idea, what you were thinking going into it. And then as I'm scrolling, I see that there's scroll animations, but they don't seem to work all that well. It kind of just like snaps and places. I would say, yeah, maybe look into making it a bit smoother. You've got a lot of color going on, which could be a good or a bad thing. For me, I don't like too much color, but if that's your style, run with it. Yeah, main thing here is make sure you're adding higher quality images. I think that could really up the quality here. Oh, and you made the tier escape. That's awesome. I like that. Don't judge me. I am still learning. I'm not judging you. I'm just providing some feedback. I'm sorry. But yeah, overall, great job. I think with these minor tweaks, it could enhance the website. But overall, very good job. Next, we do have Binu Kumar. and he's in his final year of computer science. He's an undergrad from India, and I am learning on web-related projects from the last 1+ years, and I'm really enjoying it. Okay, so you're fairly new at web dev. In terms of the design, I do like this. I like the fact that you kind of have like a little dashboard to the left. It adds that effect of like, what do you call it? As if it's like a dashboard navigation, which it is, but I think that's pretty cool. I don't know if I would personally do that for any projects related to a website, just because it is also a bit old school, and there was like a bit of a trend when people were doing this a lot. But I feel like it's kind of dead, but that's your thing, go with it. Don't let me change your perspective if you do like it. So scrolling down, I would say look into adding containers. Text shouldn't stretch out for the entire screen, but as I said, for other users it might be because my screen is really big, but you should still be able to add containers for larger screens such as an iMac screen, or if you're using like those LG monitors that are just huge. If you scroll down, oh wow, so I thought this was an image at first, but you actually have you're connected to your GitHub account, and you're pulling in your contributions, which is really, and this is a lot of contributions. Projects, you've got a lot of projects. Now I wonder, what are you? So nice to meet you. I'm a full stack web developer. Okay, so you're mainly a developer, in comparison to a designer. So that's why I was asking, because you have a lot of work, and this is amazing for having a lot of work, but you just don't talk about it enough. And I think that talking about your work is one of the most important things, as I've said in the past few websites. But yeah, you've got a bit about you: coding, traveling, cooking. You're 21. And then you've got your list of skills. Yeah, I mean, overall, as far as like an engineering, or if you're like a software engineer or full stack developer's website and or portfolio, this is good. I think it could use a bit of enhancement for the designs, just like kind of consistency. But look into just in general margin padding, just understanding negative space and how to use that. And then your work, just talk about your work a bit more, because that is the gold mine for this. When companies want to hire you, they mainly care about what you can do, and they want to know your thought process behind things. But all in all, I like this illustration as well. I think it's pretty cool. Very good job, man. Keep up the good work. Your GT metrics score actually was a really good score. It did talk about what's it called? Scaled images, which maybe there's one or two images out there that are just far too large for what you're using it for. And so just look into that one. Holy shit. It's a lot of websites, 14 websites, and I'm trying to keep it concise and be fair for everybody, but for some I did go over, and for some I was able to meet that 2-minute mark, but we're on the last website. And our last website is by Simon, is it Simon or Simone? I think Simone Fiorentini. A little bit about him, or it's not really much about him, but he's just saying he got the 3D cube part homepage done thanks to the YouTube video that I had done about the 3D cube. Tomorrow he has his final interview to land my first job, all thanks to the portfolio impressive recruiter. Awesome, man. Here's one of the things I love hearing. I love hearing when people tweet me or message me saying that they were able to get a job based on, I mean, it doesn't need to be anything from me, but they were able to get a job based on an individual that they learned from. I think that is what everybody needs, right? The only reason I'm really doing these YouTube videos on this channel is to allow users just to gain more knowledge so that they could build the products they want and get the job they want, so that they could go on and pursue whatever they want to pursue. That is the most thing, or the main thing that makes me happy, and I'm really happy for the fact that you actually were able to get a job or get far to getting that job. I don't think you've told me you got the job, but you were saying they were rather impressed. But yeah, let's take a look at your website. So you've got this cube thing going, and it follows my cursor around. I would say maybe for the cube part, see if you can add a bit of easing. So when the mouse moves, there's some sort of, just easing that comes with the cube. You have the cube rotating by itself and it's very smooth, but when I move it, it's instant. Maybe make it a bit smoother, and that could be a bit better. You've got your style going for you. I would say look into kind of utilizing, hang on. I would say for check my work and get in touch, I would get rid of the drop shadows because you don't have drop shadows anywhere else. And then look into using sort of like these frames around the edges of the entire screen. I think that can kind of clean it up, you know, just make it a bit more, you've got this boxy, choppy look going for you, and just kind of fit that, you know, with consistency, with the amount of margin across the entire thing. The left side, you've got a lot of margin here, but not much here. So look into, like, I would get this far to the left and just make the top, bottom, right, left margins all consistent. Check my work. I've got a phone. Okay, I'm confused. So GitHub Job Finder. Okay, so you're presenting your work, and then when you hover on it, you talk about it. Code, see it live. Awesome. Firebase, CRUD application. Awesome, cool. Skills. I like your, yeah, I like the choppiness, like when you, the page transitions. I like how you've got the specific look you're going for, and it's pretty consistent. Let's close that. But cool. I do like this. I would say that I like the choppy animations. I think it's really neat. I think it could be a bit more polished. But I love the style and I love the idea you're going for here. I think you've done a pretty good job. And I love hearing the fact that you're able to impress people with your portfolio. That really means a lot, because I love hearing any of my viewers succeed in some sort of way. But that's gonna do it for this video. I would say that before I get off real quick, your GT score was really good as well. And it's probably the second best out of all the websites here. Now that's gonna do it for all the portfolios. We are going to list out the top 3, and I'll list them out right now. Okay, so I've narrowed it down to 4 websites. We're going to have 4 because I think that the 4th one is really close to making it in the top 30, and I would not like to leave them out because it's a bit unfair, so they're going to be an honorable mention. The 4th place honorable mention is going to be to Wayne. I liked your site a lot. I really did. I think that it's a very neat site. I think that maybe it just didn't have that full-on oomph, if that makes sense, compared to these other 3 sites. But I think it's very clean. I think you've done a great job. When it comes to your potential, however, I think you exceed expectations dramatically. You've got a very good eye for design, and your development skills are terrific. You did link another website, which I won't show, but I saw it and I was very impressed with that one as well. It had that nice smooth scrolling effect. You are the honorable mention simply because I feel like what you brought to the table was very nice, and honestly, I think that if it could be a tie, you would tie 3rd place, but you would take 4th place, and you've got a lot of potential. Very good job, man. The 3rd place website is going to go to Jose Pio, and the reason why I kind of went with Jose Pio going 3rd place, I do like the 3D effects you have going on. I think that stands out tremendously. However, for me, for a while, the website was just very laggy, and I think you have a great understanding of your style. You have a great understanding of animations. You're exceeding in all that sense, but in some areas it was very busy for me, and I do prefer that very clean, minimal look rather than a bunch of craziness going. But that doesn't mean I'm right. You've got the style going for you, and you like that style, and a lot of people do like the style. I think you did a very good job. I think that maybe if it was smoother, which I think is just probably on my end, I do apologize for that, then you would definitely be possibly 2nd or even 1st. But I do like the 3D effects you have going on. I think maybe the work section can be a little bit more like laid out a bit nicer, but all in all, very good job. You know what you're doing, and take this 3rd place with like some sort of honor or praise, because again, this was very tough to narrow down the top 3, but very good job. Keep up the good work, and I would love to see more of your 3D stuff in the future. 2nd place is going to go to Carillo. I don't know how to say your name. You impressed me because of how clean it is, because of the text or the font, because of the negative space. It's a very simple website, and again, this kind of serves a purpose that you don't need a crazy website to be a good website. You can have something very simple but clean and works and looks nice. And this was it, right? I love the cleanliness. I love the website and how it looks. I think you did a great job. Not too much feedback here. I think that, yeah, it's very simple, but it's just very impressive. And you've done a very good job, especially because of the fact you're still in high school, you're very young, and you've got a very big future for you. Very good job. Now, first place, and for me this doesn't really come as a surprise, is, I think, Sean. You have a very long name. Or not Sean, sorry, Ken, Sean. Your name is too long for me to pronounce, I'm sorry, but Ken, you have a very good website. Your loading animation is very nicely put together. You've got a very nice smooth scrolling effect. You've got, a good understanding of design. Actually, I don't think you have smooth scrolling, but you've got scrolling animations for the text. I would say the main thing is look into displaying your work a bit better. I don't think I like this right here, how it says cap, and I like the effects when you hover. You clearly understand design and you got a good thing going for you, but I'm just not a fan of how it's laid out here. I think it could be a bit better. But you do take first place, and I will get in touch with you. I will email you so that we can get a $25 sent to you, as well as the charity of choice that will receive a $50 donation. So all in all, man, very good job with this website. I think you did a great job. It's an awesome website, and frankly, I do love the animations on this website. That's gonna do it for me. If you did enjoy, please leave a like. I will have timestamps for all the websites. I do have a video coming up in a few days, which is going to be a very, very neat looking video. So look out for that. I've been rambling for a bit. I'm kind of tired, but I need to go work out. If you did enjoy this, please leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Take care of yourselves out there, and have a wonderful day.